Take it away.
Secret Agent, we are so privileged to have this next speaker at our event today. He has been called the #1 leader in business, the world's most influential leadership expert, #1 New York Times bestselling author, speaker, coach, and a leader who has sold more than 33 million books in 50 languages. His books, 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, The 5 Levels of Leadership, and The Power of 5 for Network Marketing, definitely are our favorites. T and I have the pleasure of attending many of his courses and events. We were invited into his home, and currently we are serving on his elite advisory board. He has trained millions of leaders around the world, and we are so proud to have him here with us at Seacret today. Secret Agent, please help me welcome Dr. John C. Maxwell.
Hi, John Maxwell here, and I'm so excited to be with you at Seacret today. First of all, Isaac, thank you very much for having me. You are the rainmaker of this organization, founder, CEO. As all of us know, you are the man. And I also want to say, Kai and team, all the great work that you've done in Seacret is just known to all and appreciated and valued by all. And I love when I looked down and I saw that your theme was all about success, no matter what is going on. Wow, I look for the opportunities just like you look for the opportunities. And with the crisis that we're going through and the difficulties that we've had, I again congratulate you because you are excelling during difficult times. So I asked myself, as I knew I had this opportunity to be with you, by the way, I respect you and your organization so much, and I've always loved my relationship with you. I decided that I wanted to teach what I would consider to be the most important lesson I can teach on leadership. It's called the 5 levels of leadership. Now, I'm going to teach this for the next 40 minutes, but to be honest with you, if you really want to know more about how to be a better leader and progress in your leadership with yourself and others, you can get the book, The 5 Levels of Leadership. You'll find it to be very, very helpful. But let's dive in together and let's just talk about what it's like to grow ourselves as a leader. The reason I love the 5 levels of leadership is that it gives us a very clear definition of what leadership is and how we can grow as a leader, and even as important, how we can grow all the leaders and the people around us, because I know that's what you want to do. I think before I teach the 5 levels, I want to give you 2 leadership laws taken out of my book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. The first is the law of the lid, and the law of the lid just simply says how well you lead determines how well you succeed. You see, every one of us have what I call a leadership lid. That lid is kind of how well we lead. It's our leadership skills. And if I can visually teach it for just a moment, let's say that I'm an average leader, and this is my leadership lid. My hand is the lid on my leadership. This is how well I lead. And let's say I'm average. From a 1 to 10, I'm a 5. Here's what I know. If this is John Maxwell's leadership lid, my business will come under the lid, but never go higher. There's a lid. It keeps my business from growing, and that lid is leadership, because everything rises and falls on leadership. I have a leadership lid, so do you. And whatever it is, it keeps us from growing and expanding our business. This is true in government, this is true in education, this is true in religion, and this is true in business. Yes, this is true at Seacret, no doubt about it. In other words, for you to excel in your work here, you have to develop and grow your leadership, because people ask me all the time. They'll say, John, can I grow as a leader? And the good news is you can. In fact, I wrote a book, the first leadership book I wrote that's become the classic as far as learning and mentoring other leaders. It's called Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. It was the first book that was written that basically said you can develop and grow yourself as a leader. Now, I love that thought because stay with me for a moment. If I can grow myself as a leader, if I can become a better leader, that means I can lift my leadership lid. So let's go back to the illustration. If this is my leadership lid, this is my business. I'm a 5. My business is a 4. My business is always beneath my leadership lid. But I can lift my lid. I can grow. I can learn how to lead. In fact, that's what I'm going to teach you how to do now. And I can go from a 5 to a 6 to a 7. Hey, maybe after time I can get to an 8. Now, the moment I lift my leadership lid, what happens to my business? It now has potential to grow. There's no lid on it. I can go from a 4 to a 5 to a 6 to a 7. Oh, happy day. Don't miss this. When you grow your leadership, you grow your business. When you lift your leadership lid, you lift your business. That's called the law of the lid. There's one more law I want to talk to you about that's foundational to the 5 levels of growth, and that's the law of process. And the law of process just simply says leaders develop daily, not in a day. This law talks about the fact that it takes time to become a great leader. You don't become a great leader because you just attend one conference. You don't become a great leader because you're sitting down and hearing me teach on leadership now. You don't become a great leader because you read a leadership book or that you had one leadership experience. It's a process. Leaders develop daily, not in a day. And what I've discovered is there are many people, they want to become a leader and they want to become a leader now. You see, I can make a decision to be a leader today, but it takes time for me to become a leader. Now, this is important. I can still remember that when I was in my 20s, I heard Earl Nightingale say that if I would spend an hour a day, every day on one subject, within 5 years, I could become an expert on that subject. And I wanted to become an expert on leadership. I believe that everything rises and falls on leadership. And I said, if I can learn how to lead, if I can teach others how to lead, that would be a good thing. And so I started my leadership daily, 1 hour a day growth process. And in the beginning, because he said it would take 5 years to become an expert, I kept asking myself the question, how long will it take? Well, he said 5 years. So after year 1, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, okay? You can get the picture. I'm kind of in a timeline countdown to where I can be, quote, an expert in leadership. But about halfway through the process, something beautifully happened within me. I was beginning to learn how to lead. I was beginning to be a better leader, and I was beginning to see the results of leadership. People were following me, and even more importantly, people were learning how to lead under me and with me, and we were developing a leadership team. And about halfway through the process, I quit asking the question, how long will it take? And I started asking the question, how far can I go? Now, I've never answered that question. I started asking that question almost 50 years ago, and I still haven't found the finish line. I still haven't found the lid. How far can I go? I don't know, but I know I can go farther than I ever have. I know that I have a better future than I have right now. I know that there's still room for growth and still room for improvement. And I think that's essential. I don't want you to miss this. And here's why I don't want you to miss this. The 5 levels of leadership is all about that process. What you and I are about to learn is very simple. That leadership is a verb, not a noun. And because leadership is a verb, which means I constantly take action, which means I constantly learn, I constantly practice, I constantly grow. What that means is that when we start the leadership journey, it never ends. That we can go as far as we want to go, not only for ourselves, but for others. And this is what's beautiful about Seacret. There's no limitation about who you can become in this organization and what you can accomplish in this organization. There's no limitation on what the organization can do. That's why I love the 5 levels of leadership. I'm ready to go. I think you are ready to go. So let's get started. What you visually see in front of you now are the 5 levels of leadership. In a moment, I'm going to start at the very bottom, the position level. And I will slowly work from the position level clear up to number 5, which is what we call the pinnacle level. But we're going to take our time, because it does take time, and we're going to process it, and we're going to learn that every step of the journey increases and compounds our leadership effectiveness, and we're going to learn that we become a part of each step, and we build on the steps that are beneath us. I'm excited. So let's go to level number 1. As you can see, it's the lowest level of leadership. It's called the position level. In the position level, the key word is rights. In other words, you get a job, you get a title, and in your leadership position, you have certain rights that allow you to lead others. At this level, people follow you because they have to. What do I mean? You're the supervisor. People that come and become a part of the organization, they come underneath of you. You're the leader. They follow you because they have to. They don't necessarily follow you because you're good. They follow you because you are over them. Now, when I talk about the position level, I want you to know, first of all, that's how we all start. We all start by getting a leadership position. But the position doesn't make the leader makes the position. And we become very limited at this level if we think that our title and our privileges and our rights really are what makes us a good leader. They're not. Now, the flip side of this, that's level 1, this position level, is an exciting level to be on, and let me tell you why. If I have a leadership title or position, it gives me an opportunity to what? To lead. And how do I become a better leader? By practicing leadership. So when I look at level 1, I smile real big because I used that level as a time to practice leadership, not as a time to protect my leadership. I use it as a time to learn and grow and ask questions which make me a better leader. I didn't use the fact that I had a title and so people had to follow me as the result of me being a good leader. Be honest with yourself. If people have to follow you, you don't know if you're a good leader or not. The people don't have any choice. So when I look at the position of leadership, I look at it as it's an opportunity to learn. For example, when you became part of the Seacret team, one of the things I love about your organization is immediately it gives you a position or a place to lead. You're to go out and share their story and find people and recruit people and bring them on your team. And guess what? You almost immediately become a leader. What I want you to know is that that's a good thing. But use your early days in Seacret to just practice leadership, because the more that you practice, the better that you're going to get. Now, when I talk to you about level number 1, the position level, please understand that the reason you don't want to stay on level 1 is it is extremely limited. Let me explain. If the only reason people follow you is because you're above them, you have a position above them, if the only reason they follow you is because they don't have any choice, that's what they got to do, then you have to understand that they may not give you the effort that they need for them to succeed or for you to succeed. Let's put it this way. If I have to follow someone that maybe isn't even a good leader, but they're over me, there's nothing inspiring about that. In fact, I may say, wow, I don't even care for the leader that got over me. And so therefore, at level number 1, what happens is, as a leader, you don't get the energy that you need from your people to be successful. And the people that are following you aren't willing to give you that energy. No one has ever built a great team on low energy. No one has ever built a great team on low commitment. No one has ever said, let me tell you something. The reason my business has succeeded is that nobody cares. Nobody has ever said the reason I've made a lot of money is because I didn't want to. No one's ever said the reason I have a great relationship is because I don't put anything into it. No. You see, everything that's good, everything that's important takes commitment and effort. That's why I teach people all the time that everything worthwhile is uphill. Well, the problem with level number one, the position level, is if people follow you not because you're good, but because they have to, they're not sure they're going to go uphill with you. And the only way you're going to succeed is getting them and you to go uphill together. So I think I've said enough about level number one. I think you've got it. I think you understand that level number one is where you start. And it's a great place to start because you got to practice leadership. And that's what's so great about Seacret. They're just letting you practice leadership literally every day. And that makes you a better leader. But you don't stay on level one very long because it's incredibly limited and people really won't give you the energy you need to build this incredible business. So, hey, here's the good news. There's another level above you. And you can get to it. That's level number two, and I call it the permission level. Let me tell you why I give it the title, the permission level. This level is all about relationships. And when I think of relationships, when you're a level two leader, the people that follow you give you permission to lead them. Wow, that's different than level one. They didn't have any choice in their leader in level one. But at level two, they give you permission to lead them. Why? Because they like you. And even better, you like them. So now you're beginning to develop a relationships. And watch this. At level number two, people follow you because they want to. There is a world of difference between people following you because they have to and people following you because they want to. And what is that difference? Very simple. Energy. At level number two, when you grow and develop your leadership to be a permission leader, what you'll find immediately from the people on your team is you get much more energy. Why? Because they like you, you like them, you like being together, you like working together, you like doing projects together, you like taking the hill together. It's all because you like each other. And energy is immediately infused in people when they like their leader. Why? Because you're inspiring them. You're bringing the best out of them. Now, as I talk about level 2, 3, and 4, these middle three levels, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you at each level so that we can be practical, so that you can have some good, tangible things to kind of put your hands on. I'm going to talk to you about 3 things that leaders do well at each one of these 3 middle levels. So at the permission level, for example, one of the things that leaders really do well is they listen well. They have not only an open door policy in their leadership, they have an open ear policy. They walk slowly through the crowds. They truly want to hear from you because they truly value you. You see, positional leaders, they don't want to hear from you. They want you to hear them. They're top down in their thinking. On level number 2, now we're walking slowly through the crowd. And as leaders, we want to listen. In fact, there's a process that the permission leader goes through at level 2. They basically, they listen, they learn, and only then do they lead. You see, they have no desire just to tell you what to do. They have a desire to find you, to know where you are. This relationship level is all about me asking you questions, me understanding you, me caring for who you are and what you want to do, and listening to your dreams and understanding your motivations. And it's all about relationships. And this begins to strengthen not only the bond between the leader and the team, but it heightens the energy level. I can share with you without any doubt that listening really helps you to be a strong relational leader. When I was a young leader, sadly, I didn't listen very well. In fact, it was a eureka moment for me when one day one of my staff members said, "John, you don't listen well." And I began to realize I had a blind spot there. And I was, as a young leader, I was full of passion and vision and direction. And I was always telling people where I wanted them to go and when we wanted to go and get on the leadership train. And I was all directional. And over the years, I've learned that instead of giving directions, I ought to be asking questions. Level 2 permission leaders, that's what they do. They're asking questions, they're building relationships, and they're increasing that energy. So, a level 2 leader, they listen well. Secondly, they observe well. They watch their people. And by the way, they can watch their people because they're with their people. And as they watch, as they listen, they begin to see really who the people are that are on their team. Let me explain that. You see, if you just listen to people, they may tell you what they want you to hear. But when you watch and observe people, you're going to find out really quickly if their actions back up their words. You see, their words are a statement of what they want to become, but their actions underline that statement. Or if their actions match their words, then their actions underline the statement. And if the actions don't match their words, their actions cross out that statement. Wow, that's huge. So either my actions are underlining what I'm saying or they're crossing out what I'm saying. And level 2 leaders understand that. So they watch their team players. It's like Coach Wooden, who was my mentor for so many years, the greatest coach in college basketball, 10 national championships, voted by Sports Illustrated the greatest coach of the last century. And Coach Wooden would look at his ball players and he would say, "Don't tell me what you're going to do. Show me what you're going to do." A level 2 permission relationship leader watches the actions of the people, and it's their actions that determines how he or she leads them, not their words. I lead my people based upon what they do, not based upon what they say. There's one other quality of a permission leader that I need to share with you quickly is they not only listen well and they not only observe well, but the third thing they do is they serve well. And this is a major difference between levels 2 and 1. If I'm a level 1 position leader, I don't serve at all. You serve me. I'm over you. You take care of me. That position totally turns around at level 2. At level 2, I serve you. I add value to you. I do everything in my power to lift up you. It's the spirit, the attitude that takes a person and gives them what I call serving actions. In my organizations, people will tell me sometimes, because the John Maxwell Enterprise has many companies, people will come up to me that I don't even know, and they'll say, I just got hired by one of your companies. And well, good, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. And then they'll say something like, I work for you. And I stop myself, no. You don't work for me. I don't have slaves. You work with me. In fact, I work with you. I'll serve you. You serve me. Let's serve each other. We're not position conscious at all. We just want to add value to each other. A permission level leader that is strong in relations, They listen well, observe well, and they serve well. Well, as you become a good relational permission leader, you can now go up to the third level of leadership, and that is the production level. And this is an incredible level to be on because the key word at this level is results. What do I mean by that? Well, at this level, people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. In other words, you are a person that is helping grow the organization. You know how to produce. Now, this is essential. And in fact, I tell people all the time, you really don't know you're a good leader until you get to level 3. You see, at level 1, you don't know you're a good leader or not because you just have a position and people are only following you because they have to. At level number 2, just because people like you at that permission level doesn't really mean that you lead well, it just means that they like you. So level 2 could be as much about relationships and friendship as it could be about leadership. But let me tell you something. When you get to level 3 and you produce, as you're taking notes on this lecture, I think a word that you want to make sure you put right now in your notes section is credibility. You get credibility in your ability to produce. In other words, the only reason that I have a right to ask you to follow me is that I'm good, that I know how to be successful. Think about it for a moment. You shouldn't follow me because I have tenure in an organization and I have had a lot of experience. You shouldn't follow me because I have a title. I mean, no one ever followed a title to success. Nobody ever followed somebody that's been in the company a long time and hasn't produced a success. You see, people do what people see. If I produce, you begin to see that success in my life, which now begins to be contagious because I cannot give to you what I don't have. So if I can't produce, I can't train you to produce, won't work. So level 3, I tell people all the time when they say, I want to be a leader, John, I want to really be a good leader. I said, it's very simple, produce results. If you can have growth in your team and in your organization, you will be a level 3 leader. And not only will you be a level 3 leader, everybody will want to follow you. See, at level 2, they want to be around you, but level number 3, they want to be like you. Because now you're helping people to go to an entirely new level. And at level number 3, the production level, there are 3 things, just like at the permission level, there are 3 things that production leaders do very well. Number 1, they lead by example. Production leaders absolutely know how to show people what to do. Their favorite words are, follow me. And so level 3 leaders visualize success continually. People at level 3 that are following that type of a leader, they don't need to wonder about what success is. They see it around them all the time. They experience it in the leader. This is just absolutely huge. People do what people see. That's the greatest motivational principle in the world. Leadership is highly visual. No one ever followed a leader that they never met or can't see. When you begin to show results, you begin to create the culture of your team being productive. Productive people reproduce productive people. Unproductive people reproduce unproductive people. So level 3 is the credibility that you have as a leader, and you basically say, okay, I will be the example. Watch me, follow me. But the second thing that production leaders do really well is they not only lead by example, but they create momentum. And they create momentum by producing. You see, there are momentum makers in an organization, and there are momentum breakers. The momentum makers are the ones that continually build and add value and produce. And by the way, momentum is something you want to have as a leader because it's the leader's best friend. In fact, I call momentum the big mo. You want to have momentum because it's a great exaggerator. What I mean by that is it takes everything you do and it makes it better and bigger than it actually is. You see, when you are effective and you can produce, it begins to exaggerate your worth. It begins to exaggerate what your team is doing. It's a positive, by the way, positive momentum gives you positive exaggeration, and negative momentum gives you negative exaggeration. It'll either make you look better than you are, or to be honest with you, it'll make you look worse than you are. Now, the greatest problem solver that you'll ever have at your business is momentum. Momentum will solve 80% of your problems. Let me explain what I mean by that. A train on a track going down that track 55 miles an hour. If on that track there's a 5-foot thick concrete wall, a big barrier, okay? On that track, that train with the momentum at 55 miles an hour will hit that barrier, crash it, and keep on moving. Why? It had momentum. The obstacle couldn't stop the momentum. Same train, same track, no momentum. Stop dead. If you put a 1-inch block in front of the driving wheels, the train can't get started. Isn't it interesting? Same train with momentum, crashes through a steel reinforced concrete wall, bang, moves it out of the way. No momentum, 1-inch block, can't go anywhere. You see, if you don't have any momentum in your company, in your organization, on your team, a 1-inch problem is a real problem. You can't even get going. You lack momentum. A 1-inch problem is keeping you from going. But if you have momentum, a 5-foot thick concrete steel reinforced wall problem can't stop you. That's why I tell people all the time that your problem isn't your problem. The problem is you think the problem is a problem. And so the problem that's not a problem becomes a problem, not because it's a problem. The problem is you didn't know the problem wasn't a problem. And since you didn't know the problem wasn't a problem, the problem that wasn't a problem has become a problem, not because it was a problem, but the problem was that you didn't know it wasn't a problem. And so the problem that wasn't a problem has become a problem until you now have a real problem. Whew, that wears me out. And I know it's wearing you out because you're trying to write everything down and you melancholics are saying, raising your hands, come on, John, repeat that. I don't think I got every problem in there. Don't worry about it. Listen to me. I'm just telling you, my name's John. I'm your friend. And when you're at level number 3, you solve your problems by creating momentum. 80% of the problems you ever have on your team, if you're producing results, will go away. Trust me. The third thing that production leaders do, they not only lead by example and create momentum, but they attract better people. Oh, I love this. The better you are as a leader, the better people you attract. Could I go back for a moment to that illustration I gave you a while ago? The leadership lid, remember I said if your leadership lid was a 5, what is your business? It's a 4, okay? Well, that's not only true in growing your company, that's true in attracting people to your team. If I'm a 5 leader, who will I attract to come on my team? 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1. Who won't be attracted to join my team? 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s. Can I tell you, in the history of mankind, it's never happened where a 9 person was attracted to follow a 5. 9s don't follow 5. They're already bigger, better, and faster than 5s. If you're a 5, you got 4s, 3s, and 2s, and 1s on your team. If you're an 8, you got 7, 6. Trust me. One of the reasons you want to get better as a leader is the moment that you get better as a leader and better as a producer, guess what? If you're a better producer, who do you attract? You attract better producers to you. Like begets like. We don't attract who we want. We attract who we are. That's absolutely huge. Well, I think we need to go over here quickly to level number 4 because it gets pretty exciting here, and I love it. So let's go up here to level number 4, which is the people development level. And the key word here is reproduction. At this level, people follow you because of what you have done for them personally. Now, my goal in life as a leadership teacher is to get you to level 4. I know there are 5 levels of leadership, but my goal is to get you to level 4. If you get to level 4, let me just say real quickly, level 5 will take care of itself. Level 4 is where I want to get you. And here's why. If level 3 gives you credibility to lead because you produce results, level 4 compounds, that's a good word for you, compounds, multiplies everything you do in leadership. In other words, level 3 you add, level 4 you multiply. It's at level 4 that you really set yourself apart from everyone else in the organization because now you're multiplying. And at level 4 leaders do 3 things very well. They recruit very well. Now, why do they recruit very well? I've already said we attract who we are, not who we want. They have the ability to attract better people. And guess what? If you attract better people, you equip better people and you get better. The second thing that leaders do on the people development 4th level is they also position their people well. They know how to place people to get the highest return out of their life. And the third one, I'm rushing to the third one because I don't want to miss it because it's so important, is that they not only recruit well and position well, at level number 4, they equip people well. Wow. You see, if I could literally come off this screen and come into your life, I would really ask you 2 questions that will determine your success at Seacret. The first question I would ask you is this: what are you doing to develop yourself? If you want to develop yourself as a leader better, I would encourage you to pick up my book, Developing the Leader Within You 2.0. But the second question I would ask you is, what are you doing to develop the people around you? In fact, my latest leadership book, The Leader's Greatest Return, is all about how you develop other leaders. Now, the way you develop leaders around you is by equipping them, and there's a 5-step process to equipping them that if you will engage in, I promise you it will bring you success. And by the way, I know how to equip people. I have a nonprofit organization that has equipped 5 million leaders in every country of the world. We're the largest equipping organization in the world. And there's a simple 5-step process that if you'll do this at Seacret, trust me, you will begin to multiply your success. The 5 steps, step 1, I do it. Now, that has nothing to do with equipping. It just has everything to do with the credibility to equip. We've already talked about it. Step 2, I do it. You're with me. The power of proximity. You're watching me. You're observing and learning from me. People do what people see. This is a wonderful stage of equipping. It's a visual closeness, the power of proximity. Stage 3 is you do it and I'm with you. After you've watched me and asked a lot of questions and learned, I say, okay, it's time for you to practice. And I begin to coach you. I begin to tweak you. This is where great growth happens. The greatest growth in the equipping process happens in stage 3 because you're getting to practice and I'm there to make sure that you not only practice, but you practice right. Stage 4 is you do it. Now, most organizations stop with stage 4. And that's a big mistake. The magic is in stage 5. And at Seacret, I want to encourage you, get to stage 5 and watch Seacret just grow like it's never grown before. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited for you. Watch this. Stage 5 is you do it and somebody is with you. You've never equipped somebody until they've equipped somebody else. And that's where the multiplication begins. I equip you to equip other people. In fact, when I equip somebody, I never even start until I ask them, who will you equip when I'm finished with you? I always make sure that my equipping doesn't have a dead end. Well, there's the last stage, It's the pinnacle level of a leader. The key word there is respect. And people follow you because of who you are, and they follow you because of what you represent. At level number 5, you are bigger than life. Trust me. And why are you bigger than life? Because you've done every level of leadership well. When you had the position of leadership, you didn't use it as entitlement and as a right. You used it as a time to practice leadership and become a better leader. When you got to the permission level, you took people, believed in them, loved them, and relationally connected with them until they could hardly wait to do business with you. When you got to the third level, you didn't tell people what to do. You showed people what to do by producing. And your credibility and respect was in the fact that they knew they could follow you because you produced more than what they could produce. Level 4, you developed people and raised up leaders until they began to multiply and compound your work. And guess what? The company gives you position number 1. The people within the company give you position number 5. And so as I kind of wrap up my time together with you, and I have enjoyed very much being with you, and thank you, Isaac, thank you, Kai, thank you, team, thank you all of you at Seacret for letting me be part of this team. I'm very excited to give you a resource offer that I know is going to be life-changing to you. I wrote a book called The Power of 5. I wrote it for the network marketing companies. And I wrote it because I love what you do. I love who you are. And to be honest with you, I wanted to position you for success with people that are not network marketers. I wanted to use this book as a how to build a successful business for you that are within it, but also to help you recruit people to come into your wonderful organization at Seacret. So what we're going to do is we have a special offer for you. I have a digital product on the Power of 5. I also have the book, The Power of 5. Together, it's a $107 offer exclusively for Seacret right now. Let me explain. Normally, that retails at $249. But when Isaac and the team asked me to come and be a part of this, I wanted to do something. I wanted to give something. I wanted to add value to you. And so I asked our John Maxwell company people, I said, could we put together this product that just helps so many people understand the 5 things, the 5 essentials that you need to have to build your business? And I said, could we give it a ridiculously reduced offer price that, to be honest with you, it's an IQ test, okay? And they said yes. And so this $249 book and digital product you can get right now because you're part of Seacret for $107. Please do it. And here's how you do it. Link up to the website, johnmaxwell.com/Seacret. I'm going to give it to you again. If you'll just link up to us, johnmaxwell.com/Seacret, we will immediately give you attention and get this digital product to you. Here's what I know. This is a promise. This product will help you be more successful in Seacret than you have been before. I promise you that. You say, John, how do you know? Because the 5 things I talked to you about in the Power of 5 are essential for you to build the great business that you're involved in. So God bless you. God bless Seacret. God bless Isaac. God bless Kai. God bless the team. Just God bless you. And thanks for having me with you today.